guys, we're going to have a look around the Contest 50 CS. Instead of having a huge drop-down swim platform and a tender garage and all that sort of stuff, you have a very beautiful classic style swim platform here with the steps down, but it's what you get on the inside that this extra space gives you. So I think the best thing we can do is get on board and have a look. Don't go away, let me just take a moment if that's okay. 95% of our viewers or returning viewers aren't actually subscribers to our channel. You obviously like what we do, some of the videos that we do. If you could actually just take the time, it takes a few seconds, and consider hitting that subscribe button. It actually helps our channel enormously. The more subscribers we get, opportunities with boat manufacturers to have a look at their boats, do test sailing and product sailing, so to then bring you guys more content of what you actually want. So please consider hitting that subscribe button. To all our subscribers that have been with us sort of through the journey from the beginning, thank you very much for sticking with us. Thank you very much. Back on with the tour. Both port and starboard, because this is our way on today. You have access here, and I think we're going to go straight all the way round to the transom. If we're at sea, you would see that this is one of your hydraulic backstay. This is set up with life raft on a cradle, which is what I would prefer. Obviously, if you're going in the Southern Ocean or something like that, it would be handy to put it in a locker, because the sea might, you know, put it off. Like the other boat, you have these really nice seats in the corner for enjoying a sunset or sunrise, or if you're pootling along nicely, you know, you can be part of the action, just taking it easy while you're out the way. This boat mirrors its sister with deck plan, not so much within the cockpit, but it's set up a little bit differently. And then you have this huge, I'm not going to go in there, it's very late now, I've had a few beers, but there is a huge aft locker here on the port side. You can see these cool steps to get down, and then access, you know, fresh water hose there and so on. Really, really big locker. One of the main differences between this and its sister ship over there, which is sort of more performance related, even though it is a world cruiser, you have that big helming workspace. It's divided here with the seats. This is a lot more comfort. You still have a nice aft deck area with flush hatches. Your shore power is over on the starboard side, and I'm pretty sure if you have aircon option and stuff like that, there's a separate plug. Don't quote me on that, could be wrong. This locker on the starboard side mirrors the other one. And instead of doing the helms, I'm going to take you all the way forward, and then we'll come back and do the cockpit. So you have your Lumar winch controls here. Once again, Lumar 65 self-tailing electric winches. And then forward you have Lumar 55 electric self-tailing winch. And once again, it's pretty much, when you're looking at it this way, it's pretty much the same as the 49. Really nice wide decks. They're all angled off, so if you get water coming over, it'll run off. No issues with that at all. And then the same system with the spray hood, and it all tucks away nicely under this canvas package. And once again, as we pointed out on the 49, you'll have grab handles on your spray hood, so coming forward is nice and safe. Myself, this is just me personally, so I would rather have a handle that went all the way along, and then maybe, I know it would ruin the look, but if we're going to do some really serious offshore sailing, maybe, you know, granny bars at the mast. It's just my preference. Outboard shrouds and your Genoa tracks, or it could just be 108% jib, but we'll go with Genoa tracks, and if I'm wrong, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments below. Flush hatches, And once again, forward and aft facing hatch within that cabin, so you can get plenty of air circulation. And up on the bowsprit, obviously mirrors on the 49. If you haven't seen the 49, I'll leave a link up here and at the end of the video, and you can go over and see that. It's a magnificent boat. So you have an in-deck furler system, and then forward spot for your code D, code 0, Jenica and Spinnaker. One of the things I like about the bowsprits with the contest, is they're wide enough that you can actually walk out forward on them. There's plenty of space there, nice and safe, and you have a single barrel anchor roller. And I will ask them if there's an option to have as a double barrel roller. Your windlass feet controls, electric controls. Just to save the arguments on a divorce, if your partner's forward and you're anchoring, I'm going to leave a link in the video and in the description for a company called Senna. They make radio headgear. It's all Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, so you can communicate with one another easily without, getting your wording wrong or worrying about arm signals and stuff like that. Because I think spending a few quid on a headset like that is a damn sight cheaper than a divorce. Because I think if you divorce, neither of you get to keep the boat, to be perfectly honest, because it's got to be sold to pay for the divorce. Chain locker? Before you start thinking I'm going for a divorce, which I'm not. Obviously, there's space for lines, halyards, whatever. And mirrored, like on the other boat, is a really huge sail locker. So for all your forward handling sails, maybe a spare main, or I don't know, you guys, they're your boats. If you buy one, I'm sure you'll fit them out and kit them out the way you want them to. And once again, you have your watertight crash bulkhead and somewhere to put on a staysail, a jib, It has those, even though it's really beamy, it has those really nice sporty lines all the way down. Stunning, absolutely beautiful. And no, I'm not getting paid by them. I just like them. They're a quality bit of kit. Get what you pay for. I shouldn't do a comparison, but price-wise, this or the new Moody, I know where my money would be. So this is more of a centre cockpit. That's more of the aft cockpit. Your actual cockpit well is the same size. You adjust, your seats. The seats have been added. You're a little bit more. I can't think of the words, but you're more secure. Yeah, let me know. I'm losing my words now. It's been a very, very long week. Clips for safety harness, and under the seat there's a handy storage locker for keeping any safety harness, or an air horn, or because somebody's in your way. And it's the same on the starboard side. There's another handy seat. And I quite like the fact the way they've done it with this is you've got a really nice footwell. So it is more of the cruisers, footwell, and as you can see on there, you have the back, so there's a cushion that goes on the back of the seat. Keep you comfortable, and that's pretty much your line of sight all the way forward. So you have a good line of sight forward, you have a good line of sight for your sails. Jeffer steering, and once again you've got these beautiful carbon wheels. They are carbon wheels. And just to my right here, your Yanmar engine controls, start stop, Raymarine VHF, and then just up on the pedestal, a Raymarine, I think it's a 15-inch hybrid touch chart plotter, autopilot, electronic throttle controls, and then obviously you can see your touch buttons for in-haul, out-haul, for your main Genoa, so on. This owner was obviously clever, and there you can see you've got your chain counter and so on. Bow and stern thruster. So I think the stern thruster is an option. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. You'll have to have a look at the catalogue. But yeah, very, very handy for mooring a boat of this size. Centrally, you have your main sheet winch, which is once again a Lumar self-tailing electric winch. There's your feet control. So obviously, you've got the back of your boom coming here, your main sheet's coming down. You've got a captive block onto your winch. You know, it doesn't get more simple than that. On the port side helm, you have your Selden hydraulic controls for your vang and your backstay and so on. And then onto the port helm, once again, you have your Raymarine hybrid touch chart plotter system. These are great. Compass, autopilot, all your buttons are repeated here, so whatever tack you're on, you know, it's no issue. And then once again, you've got your main lights, spreader lights, horn, and as they're all relaxing, I might give them a blast. That's done, yeah, that's finished, yeah, thank you. And then obviously your Raymarine repeater, so you can configure that how you want, if you want your cog and scrog and all that, which is a bit daft because you can have all that sort of information on here. And then once again, you have your winches forward. We're going to pretend you haven't seen the other boat yet. So you have a really nice deep cockpit. So there's plenty of room in here. And if you imagine, I'm going to sit up here. So you imagine you're at sea and you've got your spray hood all the way over. The nice high coamings, very, very relaxing. You're going to be out of the weather, which hopefully if we get to do a sea trial, we can show you. And I think it's just going to be a nice spot to be. Obviously, you can be as much in the action as you want, or as little, sitting back watching. You can set all your sails and your autopilot and just relax while you're on watch, or, you know, what a great place to be. Large cockpit table, and once again, you have that nice section for a cool box or just storage if you wish for drinks. The companionway, your washboards are down here in the companionway, so they're nicely hidden out of the way. One thing I didn't point out on the other one, which I'll do on here, which I really like, is you actually have quite a high area here. So if you do, for whatever reason, get any water into your cockpit, it's got half a foot before it starts going down. And then obviously if you've got, you know, per section or a couple of sections of your washboard up, that's going to help that too. And then you have your drains, both port and starboard aft there. So even if you do get water in here, it's going to drain out very, very quickly. It's a non-issue. This is set up with the older Raymarine Peters, just as good, so they can be configured however you want. Yeah, nicely done. And then coming down, I'm going to sit on the steps, see if we can give you a nice... This is set out in mahogany. So the wood choice is different in this one, darker. Mahogany or maple. I'm sure you'll let me know. I should have looked at the brochure. As you can see, the puffs for the table that's here. So if this was up as a dining table, they can be there, or a coffee table. But you pop in over here and you can lock them in, and then you have a nice chaise long area on the port side and a nice L-shaped seating area on this side. So your saloon table, as you can see, it's in the low spot. Well, it goes all the way around. I have to do the clip so it goes all the way around, and then you then fold it over to make the full, see if we can get it all the way around for you guys. I'm not going to take the glasses off. So spun all the way around, and then that folds over, so you either have a full dining table when it is extended up at its highest point, or you can lower it down when it's folded down, have a big bed area. We'll put it back as it was, and it gives you a really nice coffee table in the morning or cocktail table in the evening. Start over here on the starboard side. So once again, you've got one of their really nice sort of office nav desk areas. There's your main breaker switches, just cool. And I don't know if you can see, but it's actually fluorescent, so at night time, you know, if they've got their glow on, you'll be able to see. It's just another one of those handy bits and pieces. Simple drawer and cupboard underneath. Nice leather chair, soft leather, really, really nice. I'm going to sit on that. And then you have your carbon. It's like a veneered carbon, so there's timber behind it, but this is like carbon on here. It's really, really nice. You have your sea zone system. I'm going to go through it all, but we'll flick through a couple of pages. You can have a look at what your system is. You can see here, like your fresh water tanks, fuel tanks, black water tanks. I think it's quite nice the way it's been configured, so it will show you where particular services are underneath the decks. I think that's pretty cool. But once again, there are loads of menus on this, and you can actually configure it how you want and what's important to you. It'll show you if you want, so yeah, as you can see, masthead light and all that sort of bit. I just think it's smart. Master Vault display, Fusion stereo, and then there's a big Raymarine chart plotter. And once again, you can set these up however you want it. It's on simulator at the moment, so I shouldn't think the radar works very, very well. But, you know, it's only a simulator. And then air conditioning, light switches, USB charging, and mains plugs. I'll show you the business end. I could fiddle with the electronics all night, that's the problem. So, as you know, with Seazone and Raymarine and everything's plug and play, pretty much together. And then all your cables and so on, they're all marked, numbered, so it's easy to fault find, which is very, very handy because nobody wants to be crawling around in horrible spaces while you're at sea or whatever. Up above here, which I think is quite a nice touch, that's a really nice looking clock, and you have a barometer. Alright, I'm going to go forward. So, just give you a pano, another pano of the saloon. Sorry guys, I'm a bit all over the place. You have up above, so standing up, coming down, you have really nice vision all the way around, huge windows. There is a grab handle on my left here. There's an opening hatch, so you can check on the mainsail. There's a really good grab handle. It runs all the way forward, and then to the walls here, and you have this nice corrugated patterned wood. It's just very cool, very, very cool. On port side, you have a fresh water heads. You can see this Corian type thing. I'm going to ask them what it actually is. Obviously comes in all different colours and so on. Just really like it. Freshwater flush, obviously, and then up here you have a locker. Same behind the mirror. There is a huge opening hatch for a bathroom up here, and this has all the opening hatches have privacy blinds and mosquito nettings. You don't need me to show them all. And a very large walk-in shower, just to show you, you know, there's plenty of room, plenty of head height. So you know, if you're 6.5 feet or something, there's a lot of room in here for you. It's really nicely done. Really nicely done. And then to the starboard side, you have your bunks. So really cool room for guests or kiddies. Definitely a kiddie room actually. Kids love bunks. Actually, so do grown-ups, especially grown-up boys. It's a soft padded material all the way around. And something else you'll notice, reading lights USB, but it's just up above. You have lee cloth eyes. There is an opening hatch up above, and then I should imagine it's pretty much mirrored down below. You can add a lee cloth down here too. It's really nice. Shelving and a hanging locker. We'll just come out of here and then come forward into your guest VIP cabin. So you have a large double semi-island bed. Once again, there's like the choices have been done nicely. There's like a stitched soft leather around this bed. All the angles, you know, it's all curves. All the fiddles, even down here, you know, where you've got a cupboard, you still have fiddles that have all been nicely set in case you need them. So, nice shelving area. Some soft padded material on the sides, and once again, some really big port-light windows. Obviously, USB charging on the lights again. And then up above my head, and you can see, you'll see double switches on the lights, so that'll deal with your overhead lights too if you're in bed, depending on how you set it up. And there's those aft and forward facing hatch, privacy blinds and mosquito nettings, and once again you'll see the lee cloth rings up in the ceiling. These boats are made for oceans. I don't know why that's not coming off the clip. But there is a wardrobe behind it and a drawer. So, now for the pièce de résistance, because we're missing a door there and we've got to come down through the galley. So, very handy, very long drawer, self-closing, and a cupboard with another drawer. This is actually really cool for bottles. How's that? That's brilliant. So you have a really nice sliding drawer, so you can be sitting on your chaise longue and pop out your bottle of whiskey or gin. There we go. What a cracking idea. And then up here, once again, I do like what they've done here. So you have your coffee machine when you're at anchor or in the marina. Then up above, and then obviously sliders for your bits and pieces. So before we go down, there's 2 steps down into this longitude galley. You have a very large microwave oven and a 3 induction hob with oven down below. As you can see, there's in fact a safety strap here if you're at sea, if you want it for whatever reason, or if they're using it just to close off bits in the show. Who knows, but it's a nice cooker. And while we're here, very large drawer. And funnily enough, it smells of apples. There they are. And then you have this double drawer. Home from home. Nice fiddles. On the Corian worktop. There are fiddles up here. Moving around this boat is going to be pretty easy on a seaway. And then down along this side, there's your bins. But obviously you have, there's one cupboard, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way along there. that. So draw, obviously these two won't be drawers because you've got the sink, and then come all the way forward to one very large drawer at the end. And really nice worktop. So this is that sink system we've been seeing lately. First time I saw it was on the Alubat 43. So I'll leave a link for that up here in the corner or in the description below. Very, very cool system. Check it out. Sometime maybe we'll get up to the factory and sort of have a look at some of the other stuff they've got. And then hidden away here, another section for storage. You have mains, plugs. Hot and cold fresh water, I should imagine there's an option for a saltwater tap if you want. Most boats do it. It's an owner choice. I think if you have a water maker or enough fresh water, you know, big enough fresh water tanks. Actually, under all these cupboards, it's really good. There's a, you know, good system, and obviously that's mirrored there. And then overhead, if I can find the latch. So there are two very large overhead lockers for storage, and they go like all the way back, so very, very deep. They're all vented, so that's good for condensation. Not having to worry about that too much. And then once again, you can configure this how you want. So you can have fridge and fridge, or fridge and freezer. And I think most people would probably have fridge and freezer. I don't know. Depends on how long you're going away for. But I should imagine there's options for, you know, deep freezer storage elsewhere. But it's a nice setup, and you have ventilation out into the cockpit there. Right, the owner's suite, and this is where the two boats really differ, because if you can imagine on the 49, because it's the same hull, okay, the only difference is there is no tender in here. There's no tender garage. Okay, so you lose an aft double cabin, you know, either side, but when you have a large island queen berth like this, then, you know, the kids are grown up at university or running their own businesses. It's as simple as that, or they're in the forward cabins, hopefully doing as they're told. And so over on the port side, let's see if we can, there we go. Hanging locker, and a really nice locker with shelves on it. Just close this door. A very nice seating area. We'll have a look on the other side in a minute. And then mirrored on either side of the bed, you have your light switches, USB charging, storage shelves area. So just up here, you have an opening hatch with privacy blinds and mosquito netting. Once again, there is points for a lee cloth. And I think something that's really quite smart, if you're bathing platforms down and you're in a busy anchorage, you can drop this down, cover up your window, and it gives you like a solid headboard. Or you're in a big sea or whatever and you just want to close it up and don't want to look out the back. I think it's a really clever idea. Ow. There you go, give you a look at the brochure, just so you can see. I'm going to give you a pan out, so you get an idea. Hopefully you'll get an idea of the full width of this room, because it's one of the largest aft cabins that I've been in for a 50-footer. It's really quite something. There's that big opening hatch in the middle, and there is another hatch up through there, you know, for ventilation and light. And obviously you have your port lights. There is storage under the bed, and there we go. And once again, mirrored like on the other side, you have a hanging locker and some shelves on this side, so storage isn't an issue. And what every owner deserves is their own ensuite bathroom. So, you know, there's your draining area. You have a fresh water flush heads, a nicely moulded in Korean fiddles on the sink too, hot and cold fresh water, and a cupboard down here. I'll only open one of the mirror cupboards. It's pretty much the same as on the other. And then you have your separate shower. And the difference between this and the other one, obviously you have access to your mechanical department, which we're going to have a look at. And the other one, the glass doors, you had one panel one side, one this side. These are actually like hinged together. And if you have a look in here, okay, so your washing machine and washer dryer is actually set up in here, which is very handy. You can keep all the condensation, all that in one spot. And then it's good soundproofing. And then you have access to your Yanmar. Obviously sail drive, there's your sea strainers. You can get round to, look, oil filter, dipstick, alternators. So everything's accessible. There's a hatch forward there under the companionway and access over there. So you can get around the entire engine with ease. It's good, it's clean, light, airy. What more do you want? So, I'm going to come out of here.
You are making photographs?
Yeah, I'm finished, just about.
Oh, okay.
And then we can close the boat.
Okay, do you close the boat or?
Not me, no, I don't work here.
No, okay.
If I missed any information, let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Sometime later on in the year, if we can, we're going to get out for a test sail on one of these boats. You know, thank you for coming along. Hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.